welcome back to Irie Gardens. My name is T.I. and if you guys have been here, you know we've been preparing for our fall garden. So I have sown the seeds. I now have my little baby seedlings. I hope you can see that. And today I just want to get some of these out of their trays. They're getting a little bit floppy, a little leggy, so I want to replant them in a larger container that they'll be staying in until I go ahead and plant them out in the garden. So I'm going to be using these containers. The soil that I use is Vigoro. And normally I have it in my little tubs that you saw me use when I was first starting the seeds, but I didn't want to have to go through re-moistening it and everything. I know the ones in the bags are still nice and moist, so that's why I'm taking that easy route and just going straight from the bag. Another item that I like to use during this stage is just something to catch all the water. These containers have holes at the bottom. All your containers should have holes at the bottom so that your plant could have drainage, but then you need something to hold that water because once your plant starts to come up, it's a good practice to water them from the bottom. So you'll have the roots sucking up as much moisture as they need. Sometimes when you water from the top, you find out that the bottom is not fully saturated. So it's a good practice to go ahead and water from the bottom. So these are just restaurant trays, and I had most of these from when I was knitting, crocheting, all of that stuff. I used to buy yarn that wasn't dyed, and I loved dyeing my own yarn. So that's why I have these containers. So they are multi-purpose. I could also wash these out, bake cake in it, all that good stuff. That's the great thing about stainless steel. So that's what I'm using to catch the water. I'm going to go ahead and pack just a few of them. That way, when we go on to the next step, it could be like a nice factory line. The reason why we're moving from our seed starting mix to now potting soil is the potting soil will now provide nutrients for your plants. They usually have enough nutrients in that soil to feed your plants for about 3 months on average. So I want to plant up the Bell Star. So this is the hybrid broccoli that I picked up on Amazon. Normally I don't buy seeds on Amazon, but that's the only place that I would be able to purchase from that I would get it quickly. So that's why I opted for that. And I just like to make a little divot in the soil. And then I use this tool, which you'll normally get tools when you purchase any of these seed trays. So this was one of them. And usually you want your soil a little bit drier so that they could come out easier. But I just put that in there. And I just let the leaf just stick right up. You can also take out this tray and then you can squeeze and then some of them actually send a little kind of dabble thing, like a ball end, where you're able to push up the soil in the cell. But You can also hold the plant like this, kind of between your middle and your index finger in order to get it out. And then I just make a hole with my hands. It's just so quicker. And then I just plant it in there, and I get it down enough where I'm just seeing those little leaves. And that way it will help prevent the legginess. You just plant it deep like you would a tomato. So same thing for these. I'm just going to be squeezing here. You can use this for assistance, but because the soil isn't as dry and the root system isn't as long, you may get it where it breaks off like this, which is totally fine. Just want to make room here. Hope you can see that. It's kind of hard because everything is dark. The soil is dark, the pots are dark. So I'm really hoping that you guys are able to see what I'm doing. So after your seedlings have come out the container, you usually find that you have a good amount of seed starting mix still in here. And honestly, guys, I just pour this back into the container that has my big thing of mix, because if something does pop up, I can tell what is in there based on how the seeds look. The only batch that I don't put back in my mix is mint. So you know, mint seed spreads, all that stuff, I do not, whenever I start mint, I do not go ahead and put any of it back into my seed starting mix. So this one has the white cauliflower, the rober, and this one has the purple, and I really want to get the purple out because, as you can see, it's like flopping down here. So it's more important to get these out of the tray than the purple one. So if I end up transferring the other ones tomorrow, that's perfectly fine. So get this out. Just want to plant it nice and deep. And that was 2 seedlings, but I'm still not certain of which one of the 2 is the stronger one. So once they get a little bit taller, I'll be able to tell, and then I'll just clip out the weaker one. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. Oh my gosh, it came out with the root system. That's hard. I have such a hard time clipping seedlings. Such a hard time. This one is obviously just way smaller, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Put this one over here. talk to you guys really quickly about the fertilizers that I use with my seedlings. Any fertilizer that you're using, if it doesn't specify that this is the amount for seedlings, you want to go ahead and cut that portion in half. You do not want it full strength for the seedlings. It cannot handle that amount of fertilizer. So I like to use AgroThrive. This one is new to me. The formulation is a 3-3-2 for the NPK, and I also like to use Organic Plus. The formulation is a 2-2-2. So you just want to make sure that the NPK is nice and low. I would say below 4 or 5, and that there is a number for each of those 3. And for the Organic Plus, you're mixing 2 tablespoons per gallon of water. It says apply every 2 to 4 weeks throughout the growing season. I like to use it every 2 weeks for my seedlings. And for the AgroThrive, it says mix 2 ounces of fertilizer with a gallon of water and apply to soil every week. So we were able to complete 2 trays of uppotting both the purple cauliflower, the Bell Star broccoli, and the Batavia broccoli. We do still have some more to do, but I think I'm just going to do that off camera because I am running out of light, and I think you guys kind of get the process and get the drift. If you haven't started anything and you want to do a fall garden, you can also go ahead and pick up any of these plants from your local garden center. Do not feel pressured to start everything from seeds. In the next video, where hopefully I'll have everything potted up and we'll have some true leaves to show you guys. So until then, see you guys in the next video. Bye.